All right, welcome to WRL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail. With me today we have a whole host of characters. We have OgreBarberian.
Heyo.
Kage.
Hello.
DoomBawkz.
Hello.
And guest Espio.
Hello there.
And we are doing our review on Robin since we did not get to him for the meta report. And we're trying our podcast on Twitch for the first time. So hopefully this works out the way we hope it does. And we'll go ahead and start with Espio. Can you just give us a little bit of your background? Tell us how you got into DC Legends and just a little bit about you.
Alright, yeah, I've watched enough of these to know how this works.
Yeah.
So I've basically just loved superheroes since I was a kid. They've always been my favorite characters. I'm known mostly for doing Arkham game content, so I've always been involved in the DC side of things, specifically Batman. I started playing this game at launch. I pre-registered, and I'm still a kid. Yeah, well, you know what, Ogre, shut up. So I was one of the people who pre-registered back when you got the Wonder Woman Kota shards. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they gave them out to everyone anyway. But the people who pre-registered got an extra 50, and so you're there with your 4-star Wonder Woman in a world of 1-star Hal Jordans, and you're just shredding. It's crazy to look back on that and remember that there was actually a time when Wonder Woman was good.
I know. Yeah, I remember just using her over and over, and her just killing everything.
So yeah, I've been here from the beginning.
So I know Robin is one of your favorite characters, and
Correct.
It's part of why we wanted to get him on the show, or get you on the show, and review him. And what would you say? How do you feel about his rework? Do you like it? Are you pro? Or are you con? Kind of give us your feeling on him.
I'm really, really happy with it. I've seen certain people say that he's been nerfed, and that's just so ridiculous.
Damn it, Doom.
That's so far from the truth. So the biggest thing that they did is that they reversed his original nerf, which was when they took his buff duration from 2 turns to 1 turn. That was so annoying. I don't know why they did that. Especially since they that was the month of his first rework when he got that, and they were like, no, it's too good. We need to tone him down. And then the next month they released Etrigan. Like you can't make this up.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that really annoyed me, and I don't know why they didn't turn it back sooner, but here we are. So he's had a second rework now. His buff duration is back up. He can no longer start the match with invisibility, which I will admit is a drawback, but I've always used him in invisibility comps anyway with other characters like Nightwing and Clayface and stuff. So
that's where Doom says he's nerfed. And I apologize, audience. I just remembered that I have the game up and should actually be showing you. Getting used
dance,
to
monkey, dance.
Yeah.
Entertain the masses, streamer.
So overall, you.
So this is entertaining me.
Espio. Question: if you had to pick one buff on Robin, either the 2-turn buff duration or turning his leader into a passive, which would you keep and why?
I'd keep the 2-turn buff duration because it's super useful. Okay, his leader's like not that good. I use him as lead if I'm building an entire meme team around him where it's like Clayface, Red Robin, and like Deadman, and at that point no one else has a lead, so you might as well just do it, But no, I genuinely I was disappointed to see that he still had a leader, but it sort of makes sense for his character. Not really, not as much as Nightwing having a leader ability makes sense. But ultimately, it's a completely like optional part of his kit. it's not like you're missing out on him if you're not using it. Oh, excuse me. Biker Brigade is going by. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like Lex, where his lead is what makes his entire kit. That's just not how he works to me.
So
Fair enough.
what teams are you using him on, and what do you find him to be the best with? I'm personally liking him the best with a character I can get a quick kill, because I kind of feel like he's a blue Etrigan. He just, as soon as you get a kill, he goes crazy.
Yes and no. One thing that I will say is that he is much, much better like out the gate than Etrigan is, especially if you're pairing him up with Clayface, because like he's faster than Castaway and Red Robin, same speed as Cheetah. He's super quick. So while Etrigan is fast, Robin's on another level, and on top of that, if you are pairing him up with Clayface, everyone will be invisible at the start of the match, meaning you can buff first turn, and he'll start the match with like half of his turn meter and a good like 3 or 4 crit and strength ups each before anyone's even taken a turn, and that's something that Etrigan can't do. He's surprisingly decent under Lex lead for someone who just does not benefit from ints, other than I guess it boosts his self heal.
Really, I haven't seen too many tunes that are good under Lex. So
yeah, because I mean, ultimately he's a cheetah speed character who can buff first turn. Like that's gonna work, right?
yeah. And that was definitely tons of sarcasm for those of you out there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be honest. I actually haven't
The internet
seen him,
cannot
use
tell.
with Lex. I'm the only one who I've seen do it, and I did it once in one siege match because I couldn't think of anything else, and everyone was like, "This should work, right?" And I just about got away with it.
So let's get a few other people in here. Kage, what are your thoughts on Robin? Are you liking him, disliking him? What's your overall take on him?
I like him overall. I am annoyed about the quality of life change with the invisibility not on the first turn, because I can't say nobody because there are a few people who like Clayface. I personally don't like running Clayface at all, unless I'm running Batwoman. So to me, it's just really annoying to have to self buff first turn. But I do think that if they kept the invisibility first turn, along with the 2-turn buff on his kit, I think he would be one of the most oppressive reds in the game, because he's faster than the majority of the cast, and he can one-shot a lot of blues out the gate. So that's, I understand the nerf right there. But other than that, I think he's going to be overall a really good character. I wouldn't put him as S tier, but he's going to be useful for a lot of people who just need a strong red.
And how about you, Doom? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. He's fine, I guess. Kind of pales in comparison to every other red that does his same job. But, I mean, for what it's worth, yeah, he's fast. So, yeah, I guess. I mean, when you can't do anything for turn 1.5 because you have to spend your first turn buffing to get any of his really good effects, and or you have to run Clayface, which gimps your team. I mean, yeah, okay. I guess he's good if you walk into a match and you already know what you're fighting, and you can plan specifically around bringing a worse version of Azrael, Artemis, Booster Gold, and so on. Then I guess he's fine. I mean, whatever. He's usable. If you really want to, you can. But I mean, if you really want to, you can use Nightwing. Doesn't make him any good, but you can. So, yeah, no, he's.
You're offending our guest.
Sorry,
No.
Doom, are you implying that Nightwing isn't S tier? What is this?
I mean, I'm not implying that he's not F tier. I'm just implying that he's usable, which he is. I mean, you can.
He's not implying, he's flat out saying.
I'm saying if we're talking in terms of usability, Robin is certainly usable. So there you go. Yeah, he can have that one. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, he's fine, I guess. Works in a few comps. None of them you really want him in, but he can be there. So sure, yeah. I guess if you want to use him, you can use him.
I like him on teams that if I'm able to use Batwoman if there's no turn 0 Taunter and I can wipe out a blue, then he just goes crazy and the match ends. And then you can also put him with Etrigan to do the same thing, so you can kind of get that double dip. Which
Have you tried him with Red Hood yet?
I do like him with the Red Hood. I like him on bleed teams, especially when you see Arcus and you can use his 3 and silence the enemy. Then Arcus can't immediately destroy you. His punch will only take you to 10% life instead of negative 400% life on his counterattack. So I do think he has a place. I mean, there's so many. I mean, this month he might have had a bigger month if Azrael didn't come, and he's just so ridiculous. But he, I mean, he's a solid character. I mean, he's not one that you're gonna take over many other characters. I don't see myself using him a ton after this month, but I still think he's a solid character. When you have 120 plus characters, it's hard to carve out a niche for every single one. But I think he's good. Like he's definitely a lot better than he was.
I think we're at 140 now. Yeah. I think he's a lot of fun. And that's, as a character who's, whether or not you enjoy the character lore-wise, if you're a fan, you're going to want to use him, and that's where it comes in. Games like this always want to drive you to use characters because you enjoy them for the lore than for how they gameplay. Because obviously, gameplay-wise, you have characters that nobody even knows who the frack they are, like Arceus. And, they're the strongest character in the game because reasons.
Yeah, I mean I don't understand their logic on some of these characters that are so much better than every other character. But
Well, I mean, it's basic power creep, isn't it? Like what happens is if you're going to launch a DC game, you need Batman and Superman to be in the game from the start, but then you need the new characters you bring out to be better than the old characters so that people want to get the new characters, and then you end up with a game where Batman and Superman are the worst characters. It's just how it plays out, really.
and then just for M4, because he told me I should, because I was using Etrigan and Robin together. I did Lobo, Robin, Batwoman, Etrigan, all in 1 speed.
Yeah. Hey, can you try something for me in your next match? I have a team idea that I just came up with.
Sure.
That I think would be just stupid. And the order is important as well. Can you try Lex, Robin, Cheetah, Clayface?
Sure. Yeah, I've been running some Clayface teams.
Because in my head,
Oh man, the dance party started.
the Lobo dance party. Oh, and Etrigan.
Lobo,
too,
Robin, and Etrigan, all of them.
Yeah, they just
Like,
go off.
This is, to be fair, these are the 3 guys that I used when Dr. Poison had that bug where you would use her AoE
Yeah.
and it would count for 7 kills.
Oh no.
Because each point of true damage counted as its own kill.
Wow,
For whatever
I didn't
reason.
know about that,
Great,
but
it was a great bug.
I could just
but
imagine.
yeah, all 3 of
That
these
sounds
guys
incredible.
would go nuts. I have to find that stupid video. It's on the Oddsman channel, or WRLTV. It's on there. It's funny as heck, though. Because I even added lights effects and everything.
I will say though, in this siege, and before Azrael anyway, and even with Azrael, if I can get away with bringing 2 reds, Robin has been my go-to character because I really wanted to have somebody. I like that I can go invisible first turn and not die because he's so fast, and that lets him get some protection until he can get a kill, and then you can nuke the blue on the team. All right, so what was the team you wanted me to do again? It was Lex,
Robin, Cheetah, Clayface.
Yeah, I could see that being a pretty good team. Assuming
Sounds
there's no
good.
Wonder Girl.
Just buff, then do whatever you want.
And for those of you listening on audio format only, we will have the video version on YouTube, and we're going to live stream these on Twitch pretty frequently now, just because it actually saves me a lot of time. So, and then we can have
Yay for less editing.
less editing, and then we can have the audience involved, so we can test teams, the teams we're talking about, and things that we're looking at. We can actually have on the screen in real time without me spending 3 hours trying to sync it all up. I do need to take it off 1 speed though, 'cause
You probably should, yeah.
So, but anybody else have any other team comps that you like with this group?
I'm a fan of any of the snowball style characters like Black Adam, Red Hood, Larfleeze. Team that wants to secure a quick kill and then just goes nuts.
I actually can't imagine a worse thing to happen to this team than what just happened. Hey,
Yeah, I know.
You now have an invulnerable Shazam. That's a great plan.
all those Robin buffs just straight down the toilet.
Exactly.
Oh no. Lexus.
Hey, no worries though. No worries. Robin's a great character. You know, he has tons of ways to get around taunts and immunities and like one character standing in his way.
Well,
It's
it was
fine.
Argus. I
he's
mean,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. He's the best.
let's see.
There exists.
Let's
Zero
see.
If you just
characters.
used Lex's basic on Nightwing, taking him out, Robin buffs, nuke Shazam would have been fine.
Yep. Yeah, I
Oof.
played it poorly.
It's a rough day when you're counting on Lex to start your kill strings. But I mean, hey, whatever. I mean,
Why is that a
What
rough
do-
day?
what
Lex
do you
does the
mean?
most damage in the
Pretty-
game.
Hey,
What the hell are you talking
Oh,
about?
I heard he is a fast character who can get the ball rolling. I would rather not rely on a character that's 88 speed to get the ball rolling when most matches last 1 to 2 turns. But hey,
Doom,
maybe
it doesn't matter what speed Lex is when
Maybe.
Robin and Cheetah both just buffed in a row under
Hey,
Lex Lee.
I'm just saying, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I'd rather my
Okay,
characters do something.
Doom.
You just got like 60% turn meter. What do you mean?
Just saying.
Yeah, I would
Just
think
saying.
you'd like him. You like everybody with Lex.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I like a lot of characters with Lex. You know, there's tons of good characters.
Just not Robin.
Robin's not bad with Lex actually, but
You
There's
just
also,
went on a
like-
tirade.
I know there's also just 12 or 14 or 20 or 30 or maybe around 40 characters I would
Let's
run
try that
before I
one
run
again.
him. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm just saying.
I would
Artemis
just
doesn't have
run
this
most
problem.
of the roster before Robin. Robin is that bad.
Hey, it's if you're worse than a third of my roster at the team select screen in a favorable position, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, there's always gonna be someone better. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, oh, well, he's worse than these 2 other characters. But when you're worse than like 40 other characters,
All right, enough of Doom's garbage. Can we talk legendary order real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That's-
Let me go.
Because I
and
know
read this bit
Espio is
back.
going to have opinion on this. I know.
I
Hayden,
actually
you're gonna have
don't.
Opinion on this. You don't?
I love all of his upgrades too much, and I had him L5 before his rework, so I didn't have to think about it.
I had him L5 too, but I also wanted to like think about it for a few seconds. And thinking about it just for a few seconds is all it took, actually. So, the heck did Doom again? Oh my god, whatever. So looking
Okay,
at his
so-
kit,
Espio, that team unfortunately does not work against Arcus and Shazam under Lex.
Big sad.
So
I
let me
will
pull up the
say,
legendaries.
in my personal experience, Robin honestly kind of destroys Arcus. Like he can silence him
I should
while
silence them
invisible,
first.
so he doesn't get counterattacked, and Arcus can't issue challenge. It's really good. Like it's surprisingly good.
So I have his first legendary up. 75% chance to gain invisibility and 3 crit damage ups. I'm thinking that was the one I wanted second. I want to say, but that might be.
yeah, you're gonna want the one with Shadow most likely, just for the additional buffs. As his
Yeah,
first
this is
upgrade.
hard.
I think I'd take that third person. I think I'd probably take that third just because I feel like if you really want to get the most out of his kit, you really want his 4 so that he'll use his 2 when somebody dies.
Right, but if you don't have the upgrade on the 2, what's the point?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Because he doesn't. Yeah, for some reason I thought he gained strength up. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
it's
Okay.
like how Cheetah's 5 is useless until you have a 3.
Right. Yeah, so I'm inclined to agree with Chosen on this one. 2, 4, 1, 3, 5.
Yeah, I actually think you're right. Because the 2 gives him the buffs, 4 makes it so he can use it, 1 to keep your invisibility up, and crit damage.
Well, just as a note for something that did change, his 1 now gains crit damage ups and not
Mhm.
crit chance ups.
No, the
big
basic
change.
never gained crit chance ups.
Right. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, it
But
just
now it
used
does
to
gain crit
yeah
damage.
have a chance to give him invisibility.
75% chance to gain 3 crit damage ups is pretty powerful. Not only that, but once you have the crit chance rolling, you can do pretty good damage with just any move between the crit chance and the crit damage. So now
I've one shot Arcade with him.
I think it was M4 that said this in another stream the other day, that you're just going to use his basic more than anything unless you're trying to silence somebody. You agree with that?
No, because the
Yeah.
3 is a nuke.
Yeah, 3 does a lot of damage, and I don't know. I think I personally like it because it does a lot of damage. It does the bleeds. It does the silence. I use it frequently.
Hmm.
I mean, his 1 you'll use when you want to stay invisible. I mean, I use it more than the 3, but as soon as I have a lot of buffs, I use the 3.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, and Chosen's right. The basic does do more damage if you have a ton of stuff, but a lot of times I'm doing it because I want the bleeds and the silence on there. Just because you're usually facing so many green characters all the time. Well, mainly because I'm using them in Siege. So.
Well, to be fair, you're going to face a lot more energy characters normally anyway. At least in my experience, I face more energy characters than anything.
Pingzo, what do you mean it's on Twitch? Yeah, we were broadcasting this episode on Twitch. That's what we're trying to move forward with, just because it makes life easier for me for editing and gives you guys a chance to participate in the shows. So we thought that'd be a lot more fun. M4 doesn't
I think
give
we
a
should. I think we should ditch the. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted. I feel like we could easily ditch the. What the heck is it called? Codcast.
Oh yeah,
And
Codcast
just
is
do
going to
these?
Switch from now on. That thing always has the worst audio. It takes us like 4 hours to get started. I'm so over the. I've hated the Codcast for a long time, so because it always has
It's a
problems.
Yeah,
thing
you
of
could
the
think.
past. It needs to move over.
And Discord audio is just bad. I mean,
I
really
am
bad.
such a genius. I hate to stroke my own ego, but yeah, this Twitch thing.
This
You
was a
don't
great
need to do
idea,
that.
KG.
What's that?
I said this was a great idea to do the Codcast or do the episode on here.
Yeah.
So I
As
think
long as
that
we don't have people randomly cursing.
pretty much wraps it up for Robin. While we got a few people in chat, seems like a lot of people showed up. Do we want to get into
Just do an
anything
actual
else?
stream now?
Yeah, well, I mean, we could just chat about whatever going on in game.
Fair.
One thing I do want to mention is I do appreciate everyone in the entering the contest, and a lot of good submissions. But I do have to say, anybody watching or listening, if you are entering Gear 11 versus like Gear 8 characters, you're probably not going to win. I mean, I'm glad you're having fun, but you're probably not going to win. So we do have a request to run Lex, Robin, Aqualad, and Starfire. That's a different one.
So we're done with Robin then?
Yeah, I mean, unless do you have any other takes on
Oh,
that?
Doom wants to go on his another 10-minute tirade.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I could. I was waiting for you guys to tell me the part where he gets good, but much like the Codcast, he sounds like a character that's way more work than he's worth and gets 4 hours to get started. So,
Wow.
just saying, that was a very apt comparison that happened to fall into my lap here. But, you know, it's whatever. I'm happy for you guys that you guys have a character.
I'm going to have to report you to CPS, Doom. This is child abuse.
Hey, you know what? That kid, I never liked him. I will be honest. Damian Wayne, I think, is the worst Robin in terms of actual character. That's just me, though. I'm a really big fan.
Yeah,
I'm not a
he's
huge fan of Damian either.
I don't really care for Tim Drake
such
that much.
Poorly.
But that's because Tim Drake's a nerd. But Damian, not very far off. He was cool in Apocalypse War. That was actually a pretty decent showing for him.
That's because he grew up.
Yeah, I know. He was actually, like, his balls dropped. It was amazing. It was like, wow.
Why are you watching little kids' balls, bro? That's weird.
Whoa.
Whoa. Easy there.
Guys, like he's been spending too much time at my streams.
For anybody who wants to laugh, go watch Espio's stream. They are the 13th thing I've ever seen.
Sounds good. What's your Twitch, Espio?
The Espio 001 at the moment.
Okay.
I haven't made it to
Put the plug in there.
But you don't
Put
advertise.
the plug in. We'll prop you up.
M4, I thought you said Camo. But it worked good. Whatever this team was, Lex.
Starfire.
Oh, it's supposed to be Starfire. I used Lex, Robin, Camo, Aqualad. I don't know where I saw Camo. I think I was looking at, I was scrolling through the chat. I think I was looking at Chosen's team.
Yeah, Chosen said it.
But it worked surprisingly well, so.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I found
is Damien considered a Titan in the game?
Who?
What?
I don't
Robin?
know. I think
is
so.
Robin a Titan?
Robin is a Titan.
Yeah.
In the game, though. Is he
Yes.
labeled
Robin's a
as
Titan in the game.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
The one who's not
I
is
think-
Aqualad.
I think
Yeah.
Damien's gonna see play for next month. Some, not a lot, but he'll see some play.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, what freaking lots of characters see play. So.
Doom.
Hey, I didn't say anything bad.
Doom.
No. In my defense, nothing
Starfire.
I've stated this podcast has been incorrect. The fact that you guys are taking the facts as negative things just kind of shows that they're negative things. You guys don't even buy your
Oh,
own.
you mean like you're objectively everything is nerfed to hell and tirade for Robin for days? And I'm like, dude, just leave it alone.
I think
Just leave it
Doom
alone. Just leave it alone.
Doom was correct that nobody uses Cersei for the revive, but he was wrong that Cersei was a CED character.
Oh, but that was a bit. It was for the thing. We literally did 2 parts on the podcast.
I
he's-
literally used
he's
Cersei
solid
for
at
the revive at Gear 8.
Holy crap.
Literally used her for the
I
revive.
just used that Lex team M4 suggested, which was Lex, Robin, Aqualad, Starfire. And Starfire just murdered everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what's the
you
point?
lost
Starfire's
up
broken. She's been broken since launch.
She murdered everyone.
You know, I
Oh.
once back in the day, before it might even have been before Robin's first rework, I was using Nightwing and Robin, and no, it must have been after his first rework because I think it was Nightwing, Robin, Red Robin, Camo, and a Gear 8 Starfire one-shot my entire team, turn 1. Gear 8, and my team was full Gear 11, and I was sat there like, why does this character exist?
I mean, she's been power crept. She was super good at one point, but
Yeah, back when she was bugged, she was really, really, really good.
What do you mean she used to be good? Hey, you literally just erased an entire person's account. Like, what are you saying?
yeah, but it just, I mean, it doesn't work against most teams anymore. There's too much awareness, too much everything.
Well, yeah, I suppose. That's not really power. Okay, no, it's power creep in the meta sense, but it's not power creep in the like statistic sense. She still hits like a truck, even by today's standards.
Yeah, Jessica Cruz.
I'm
is
waiting for
really
this nuke,
nothing
just
compared to
nuke
hers.
everything here.
That's what I'm building up for. I'm intentionally playing, like, not use, but I keep forgetting I should use Robin's. I should be using Robin's.
Alright, it was stunned.
Yeah, and then I keep
My-
attacking this dude and stunning myself like a moron too.
But let's be honest, by the time you're using a slower character like Starfire to get your first kill, you've already lost, according to Doom.
Right?
Very true. And I just lost all my buffs. Forgot about my buffs.
I mean, is Starfire doing a thing on her first turn?
Not really. Most time that's her problem. She doesn't do
Oh.
much on her first turn.
What? Not doing anything on your first turn is a problem. Oh, you don't say.
You know who else
So
doesn't
weird.
do anything first turn, Doom?
Who's that?
Artemis.
Yeah, she does.
No, she doesn't. She has like 4 crit ups and no damage buffs. She
Yeah,
just
for
goes
her first
"Eh,"
turn,
and like
she
weekly
gets
crit
shot.
someone.
No,
I will
she walks
defend
off in
Doom here
awareness.
and say that she does stun on the first turn, so that gives her.
Yeah.
use.
Or AoE heal immunity, or also she gains like 3 other crit chance ups, purges debuffs off of herself. Like unlike some red characters, she can survive when she's been debuffed. Like God forbid, Robin gets stunned, silenced. Has bleeds on him, happens to hit a chemo at some point, which is way likely. I mean, Invisible's great, can't avoid Doom, but it's okay. I mean, I will say, Robin is more viable now than he was before. The meta has been kind to Robin. Cheetah, Robin, Chemo is a very solid core. Like, that core alone will probably kill a lot of things. So, credit where it's due. He's better now than he was. Not in terms of his kit is worse, but in terms of how he's able to perform, he's better. 100%. I will never deny that. That character is solid B. I mean, TDK is also solid B, so take from that what you will. But some people would argue that C or trash or whatever, and that's fine. I would say that that's also an acceptable thing. Because TDK is kind of...
I like Robin better than TDK, and I really did. I wanted to like TDK. I really wanted to like TDK.
Me too. I was hopeful. I was like, man, if his damage is good and if this stuff pops off, oh yeah, with how prevalent taunts are, he could be really good. But things didn't pop off and the damage wasn't there, and it's just like, what a shame.
Well, if he would have just used his ability when they cast instead, when they cast the move instead of at the end of their turn, it would have been fine.
Yeah, like the thing about it, right? If he had just kept that bug in there, where he gained the meter on turn 0 taunters and such, he would have been perfect. He would have been the ideal answer to pretty much every turn 1 taunter. After they fixed all the bugs, of course. But it is what it is. But, Robin's good. Robin's usable. He's not great. I would still pick main characters over him, but he's certainly okay. It's whatever. But if I'm fighting a team and they have a Robin, I'm never scared of them. But going back to a previous thing before I go on a huge rant about it, because honestly, I don't care that much about it.
Before you go on the rant? I'm sorry, what?
What? Oh, I'm sorry, Ogre. Did you have something to say from 3 gear levels down where nothing you say is relevant to the conversation?
Oh!
And
wow!
Ooh, burn!
Please,
so you
tell
really
me
want
more.
to go that route and say that there are less players at Gear 8 that listen to my content than what listen to your tirade just to hear you being an ass?
Yes.
This is ratings gold here.
It is.
This is getting spicy.
That's why I'm around. As I said on our 300, podcasting, I'm F tier. But in terms of controversy, I am S tier when I want to be. But going away from that, because I was just a jab. Honestly, I like you, Ogre. I'm glad that we have you around to give a lower geared perspective. But by today's standards was something that Espio brought up, and I think that's actually a really interesting concept to talk about. Because, we talk about power creep, and, as I've said before, it's weird to think that we live in an age where, a 119 speed character is considered average or slow, And, damage by today's standards...
Who rates anybody by their speed alone?
Do what?
Who rates anybody by their speed alone?
Just about everybody.
Yeah.
Well, they're all wrong,
maybe not.
Speed makes a...
Right, but you're not basing them on their speed number. You're basing them on how much meter they gain and stuff like that. You're not basing them, they have a 110 speed. They suck.
Well, yeah, except if they have a 110 speed, they do suck. There's so many
characters.
Really?
So Azrael sucks?
Meter now that...
So Azrael sucks.
Oh, no, because Azrael has out-of-turn buffing. That's the thing.
Right, that's what I said, Doom.
He can take...
You're not basing it on the speed. You're basing it on other factors. I just said that.
when I say speed, your mind instantly went to speed stat, right?
And I said that. I said, are you basing it on a 110 speed? You're basing it on other factors. That's exactly what I said.
Okay, so if a character
this sounds like a
semantics
argument. Jesus.
Yeah, if a character has 110 speed and nothing else, then yeah, that character's slow. If a character has 119 speed and has no out-of-turn ability to gain more meter, that character is average or slow. If a character is 110 speed but has ways to gain meter or ways to just cheat their turns out, that character's not slow. Well, he is, but he has other means of getting his attacks across, So for those characters that can attack out of turn, speed is ultimately mostly irrelevant. Kind of relevant for characters like Bane that actually need to get something going in order to do their out-of-turn stuff. But, Bane is Bane. He's actually still pretty good. But outside of that, Wonder Girl is considered by most accounts an average or slow character because she has no way of bringing her turnabout faster without other people doing it for her. If I see a Wonder Girl, I can bring a Cheetah, and then all of a sudden, 80% of the roster is faster than Wonder Girl. So, it's an interesting thing to think about because back in the day, like if we saw 108 speed character, we were like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty fast. That's like over 105 speed. That's pretty solid. Of course, that was back when we had like year 10. But nowadays, we're like, this character has 119 speed and no real way to accelerate themselves. Ooh, that's they're gonna struggle. They're gonna have some tough times.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Three
saw that
things.
happening with Brainiac and Batwoman, where they had like the add a turn 0 meter to start the match and get your team rolling.
And
I think that's where it kind of started.
Same could be said of damage too, because back in the day we used to think to ourselves like, wow, like 8K damage, that's a really solid basic hit. And now we're like, oh, that's medfield damage, that's trash. Whatever. You're not doing like 12K neutral affinity damage? Get out of here.
Medfield can smack, honestly. Like he can low-key smack, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he can smack hypnotic lights every turn, so he can be useful, yeah.
Well, yeah, fair. So
I'm
three
not
things.
gonna lie.
First
you
of
don't
all,
bring Medfield for the damage. Let's be frank. You bring Medfield.
oh no, absolutely. But
Overboard
he
90%
surprised
of
me
the
before.
cast.
Is my point.
But I mean, his damage isn't bad, but like his damage is comparable to TDK damage, because TDK does about the same amount of damage, a little bit less, and his damage is piss poor. Like even Cyborg Superman, who hits decently hard compared to a lot of characters nowadays, hits only averagely. I mean, to be fair, we have Arcus skewing the board heavily on the other side, like him.
Well, yeah, fair.
Yeah, and same to go with Azrael once he gets going. Artemis to some extent with her 20K one shot everything on the other side of the screen AoEs on turn 2. Like she's a monster character, and we have so many monsters in the game at this point, and so many characters that can provide so many buff ups that allow your characters to do so much damage that, like, you got to consider how slanted our view has become compared to the old days in terms of what we consider high damage and high speed. Because back in the day, when Wonder Girl first came out, she was lickety split fast. She was like, wow, 119 speed, that is crazy. And now it's like,
she's actually 117 speed, to be actually even worse.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know about that. Isn't she 119? I thought she was 119.
Beast Boy's 119.
Wonder Girl trash tier confirmed.
No, Beast Boy is 123. He's a little bit slower than Castaway.
He's not that fast.
No, yeah, he's 123 in Gear 11.
Pretty sure he's 119, but
no, because he's faster than Hippolyta. And Hippolyta is 120.
Hippolyta is 120. That I can confirm.
Jeez, I was trying to find
like
it.
a 6 foot tall lady.
You have a request on the screen.
I have multiple requests. I'm trying to do Chosen's next, but I couldn't find a team that didn't have Wonder Girl to try it, so I kept trying to find teams over and over and over, and everybody had Wonder Girl for some reason today.
Hey man, that's why I said Cheetah, Robin, Chemo. I don't know, Azrael in your 4th slot. You can really pick anyone.
I did Dead Man. That's actually what he requested from that exact same team.
Those first 3.
I want to see how does Firestorm.
This was 121.
Robin.
Right, 121.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Anyway, so what I was trying to say before. First of all, man, if only there was a physical character who had both out of turn buffing and 128 speed. If only.
Yeah.
That'd be so good.
If only. Too bad Robin's not really that guy, because by the time he starts buffing, you basically already won the match. But I mean, hey, yeah, I'll give it to you. He does buff out of turn.
So Etrigan is not good.
Not if you use his
Black Adam's
best
not
ability, which is his leader ability, where he can gain 2 crit damage ups every time someone manually gains invisibility. Are you kidding me? That's broken. That's god tier.
Oh yeah, no, it's super god tier, especially when it triggers. Mainly given your allies' invisibility on critical hits, which most of them are just going to be dead at that point anyways. But hey, he gets more damage up, which is great. He can use it swinging into 1 awareness and then do nothing. It's astounding.
Indeed. Yeah, the other thing that I was going to say is this entire podcast has felt like being invited to a friend's house, but then their parents start arguing about the divorce, and you just have to sit with your friend and carry on playing Pokemon and pretending that you don't hear it.
I actually think this is probably one of our best podcasts ever for that reason.
I'm happy.
Sounds a little specific, Espio. You all right?
I don't want to talk about it.
If anything, I feel like more of the podcast should have been you and me talking about this. Because let's be honest, Ogre has decent opinions, but he's so intimidated by the idea of trying to.
The hesitation before finally using the incredibly generous word decent.
Whoa! Like, you gotta be generous. I'm giving Ogre his props. Why do you think decent is generous, Espio? You got some opinions brewing under the surface there?
It was the delay. It was like you were going to say good, but had to restrain yourself to come up with a worse word.
Honestly, like the opposite of a euphemism. Like, instead of saying, "Oh, well, it's not bad," instead of saying it's awful, being like, "Oh, it's good." No. But
Oh
no,
my God! Shut the hell up!
Oh man, I
say-
thought I was like, did somebody hit the clip?
honestly, I thought
had
I was
to
gonna
say
say milk toast, but I was like, no, Ogre's takes are sometimes spicy. I appreciate them. So I was like, no, he's got some decent takes. If it weren't
You
tainted
want-
by the fact
you want
that
a
he has
spicy
this
take.
this weird hate boner in terms of not literally hate boner. Pause on that. Hate mail is not for you.
I should hope we don't have a hate boner in this call.
Well, I don't know what he does with his life. I'm just saying. But if you weren't so driven on trying to say, "Oh, well, I'm proving you wrong," it's like, okay, well, you'd actually.
No,
be
that's
better
just because
off
I'm stubborn.
that part. I know you're stubborn, and that's okay. And I appreciate you
I
because you
also
provide a
tend to
good
believe that every
counterbalance.
character has a place.
Oh no, I'm sure, and every character does have a place.
Some of
that
them in
happens
the
to be in the trash.
There you go.
Filling in for loot here. No, it's
So
really-
predictable.
I'm in agreement with Ogre that I feel like every character is usable and viable. It's whatever. You can use whoever you want. It's, my hot takes are more just like, fun jabbing. But yeah, these characters are actually a really solid core. You could kill like 80% of the meta with it. Yeah. But, I mean, Robin's okay and whatever. Ogre's takes are okay.
Yeah, Doom. Do you want a spicy take? I genuinely think you'll like this one.
I don't know, man. I've had some pretty spicy takes.
We gotta
in
keep it
my day.
PG-13.
I'm gonna say this. Etrigan was never S tier.
Yeah,
You know what?
One mention
That's
in
not
chat
even
from
a
Historic
spicy.
was
It's not even spicy. Sorry.
well, one mention from Historic, and I'll have to get with Protensis or somebody who knows how to do it to add where you can see who's in chat, kind of like Discord, so you can tag people and ask them.
Yeah. If only you used Discord, that service that's like Skype but has better quality and more features.
Better
If
quality?
only.
No, there's no way it's better quality. And you, as a longtime listener, have you listened to the podcast and how bad the audio is?
It's way better than the Skype calls. Like
Wow.
the mic quality is better.
Okay, well, I guess to be fair, in Discord it's a lot harder
Might be
to
on
hear
DP's
than
end.
20 trucks driving by Ogre's house. So, in that regard, it probably is a little bit
I
better.
mean,
No,
little
no,
one is asleep
no,
right
no,
now,
no.
so I'm lucky. So
You have
otherwise,
no
I would
rebuttal
have.
in this, Ogre. I'm sorry, but like
I always have a
don't know if you
butt.
just live right off the highway or something, but dude, there are so many trucks going by your house. Crazy.
I actually do live about a mile off the highway.
It's bonkers. Though, to be fair, I used to live like right near the hospital, and apparently people were accident prone in Florida. I never would have guessed it. That or we just have a lot of meth.
No,
Well, you guys are wrestling
you don't have
alligators
people having a
and,
heart attack
you know.
constantly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
but Florida people are constantly wrestling alligators and swimming in moats and like doing crazy shit.
hey, we have to wrestle those alligators. How else are we supposed to get to Publix?
Yeah, that's exactly.
He
And then-
ate my golf
Honestly
ball.
crazy. I
have
can't
to get
imagine.
back.
I can't imagine living next to a Florida hospital. Like every single Florida man headline, that guy ends up like next to you.
And maimed.
Yeah.
We have a
I
lot
mean,
of
it's never
creatures.
dull.
And now they have these weird lizards that have been migrating further and further north. So like those big iguanas you see down south, those have all migrated further north. They're not just in the Everglades anymore. And I got these weird monitor lizards now that are dangerous, that are starting to creep up.
Yeah, you know
Something.
what? We should divide. We should separate Florida from the rest of the United States. But I don't think even a moat between Florida and Alabama and Georgia would actually, keep
No,
you guys
we just
cut
run
off
right
from the.
across.
No.
Ride some
Yeah,
alligators.
exactly. We
Yeah,
all have
exactly.
Gators. Gators are
You guys are
amphibious
that crazy.
creatures.
It'll be
We will
one
just
way.
profit.
The
Easy.
Floridians can get out, but you can't get in.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's the perfect
I mean,
strategy.
I would
Air
love to
support,
like
love
helicopter,
bugs.
helicopter rescue the children in Florida, but I'm afraid they'll just ride the alligators over too. So it's not like they would have a problem in Florida if we cut you guys off anyway.
You guys would never be able to make it past the state line. I'm not even gonna lie. You guys would get here and the humidity would kill you. Just
Oh,
by
yeah.
itself, you
Probably
would
true.
drown in your helicopter.
I don't know what will kill me first, the humidity or the mosquitoes.
The humidity first, mosquitoes come after. Somewhere to lay their eggs. Start a family.
I just got destroyed by Azrael. I was thinking I
Damn,
needed to
dude.
kill Arcus first, but that was probably not smart.
Yeah,
But yeah, no.
my
I don't
friends
think-
have called me a human space heater. I would not survive like 1 second in Florida. I would just instantly cease.
That's really my only major complaint. The mosquitoes are bad sometimes, like really bad, but the heat gets to me. It's starting to get like back to the 80s finally, but
Yeah, humidity is a thing. Like up here, and because I live in way the other freaking side of Florida from 8 Mile, we live in 2 different worlds basically.
yeah, I'm like 8
But-
hours from him.
It is perpetually 100% humidity here. Like I've never turned on the Weather Channel and seen a number above 100% humidity anywhere else in the world. And I've been to a lot of places, and here I clicked it on. It was like, oh, it's 116% humidity, and I'm like, you know what? That sounds about right. I'm not even gonna doubt that.
I'm going to be
Walking
honest. I
outside-
consider anything over about 55 Fahrenheit to be hot. So,
No lie, I walked outside, got attacked by a lizard and drenched. I walked back in. It was like I got jumped by the Wonder Twins. But yeah, Etrigan's never been S tier. I don't know who put that in the list, but I mean, he's just never been that good. Well, no, I take that back. When he first came out, before Arcus got reworked, Etrigan was good. I'll give him that. Etrigan was actually really solid. Back when there were no other characters that could actually kill people, he was fantastic.
he's always been good. He's just never been S tier.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of.
You know a hot take?
Yeah.
Larfleeze is kind of trash now.
Who?
Larfleeze.
I don't know about that. Actually, I'm not sure if I agree with that hot take.
I don't like
Larfleeze
him that
all
much anymore
purge
either.
is really good.
I can't.
I mean,
Larfleeze loses out to a lot of greens. Okay.
Okay.
And he doesn't do anything in the Lex meta besides his 2, and he doesn't even get his turn until like turn 5.
Right.
He's so slow. He can't really buff all that much, and his damage sucks unless he's ramped up.
I mean, that's
I'm
really
going to be
my
honest.
character.
I think Robin is better than Larfleeze.
I would agree with that. I don't think Larfleeze is like trash though.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
no.
not trash, but I'm not.
Of course
yeah,
not.
Robin,
Yeah,
really isn't that
I don't
exciting.
There's nothing wrong with being a poor man's Robin. Robin is an excellent character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
just sucks
think
that
Larfleeze
being
is
a poor
probably
man's
B-
Robin
B
means
tier
you're
now.
a poor man's everything else.
Yeah, Larfleeze is B
I'm gonna
tier now. I
bounce
don't.
little ones away.
All right, see Ogre.
All right, I
Yeah.
actually got to get going here in a moment as well.
Ah, fair.
Okay.
Oh man. Here I was like, finally, G11 chat. Let's talk about some stuff. I'm just kidding, of course. I like Ogre. I appreciate the fact that he's around. You know? Like a lot of people are like, oh well, you felt this way and that way about this and that. And I'm like, guys, it's like 20% of the time I'm serious about it. The other 80% is just a bit, and honestly my opinions are a lot
Hey,
more
don't
head
let
to
that
the
out. That ruins people.
It's whatever. People will still
Keep
take
up the
me
character,
seriously,
dude.
which is fine. Because I speak with passion about junk that I don't care about. Like, honestly, if Robin were any other character, we'd be having the exact same thing going on. And it just happens that it's Robin, that I'm like, oh, awesome. Because I don't like Robin as a character anyway. So I don't even feel bad about it. Ugh.
Yeah, Robin's better than Larfleeze. Doom and I are standing by that.
You what?
I can agree with that take.
And
Well,
Cargo.
actually,
Wow.
I don't know. Larfleeze is B tier in my mind.
Yeah,
He has a
I think in the
purge.
next. I was thinking about that. I wanted to see. I wouldn't mind doing the tier list live, but I'm not sure how we could do that.
I mean,
Oh,
it'd be a
God.
long
I can only
podcast if you guys
imagine.
reshuffle the whole thing.
I can only imagine being involved on a tier list stream. I honestly think I'd probably just like tear loot in half. Like I remember one time, Luke was like, this character's really good on paper, and I watch other people use him, and he's really good. But I personally have bad RNG, so I'm putting them in D tier. And I'm like, Luke,
Hey.
that's not how you objectively analyze the worth of a character.
No, I mean, to be fair, Lute's not entirely off base. You can never judge a character by best case scenario. You also have to consider the worst case scenario. Lute just happens to be the worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So, like, you could just take the average of the perceived tier and Lute's tier, and then you have the actual true tier. It's probably the most accurate tiering any possible person could do. Is Lute saying, this character's trash because of my bad RNG. And then you're like, yeah, okay, so he's like B, A tier then. Because everyone else thinks he's S tier, and you think he's F tier, so just kind of split the diff on it and easy peasy. I want to be on the tier list stream, but I don't think we have enough days in the month to have me be on it.
24-hour stream.
Exactly. No, if we're doing a charity stream, like a charity live stream for whatever reason, and we decide to do a 24-hour
like
one,
69 hours, dude.
I 100% want it to be DoomBawkz versus Owls on the tier list. Like, I'll pick my team, you can pick your team, and we'll all walk in. I'm going to pick Ogre, and I'm going to pick Espio, and I'm going to pick... I'll pick Chosen. Chosen actually has some really good takes. I like Chosen.
We can do tier list wars.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a cool stream.
Actually fix you guys' tier
Chosen
list.
and his people put out the below rank 60 tier list.
I know. And it was good. I was like, wow. I mean, you guys have, what, Medfill and B tier. And I can never get over that.
But they had Artemis in A tier.
You had Arcus A tier for the first 3 months. Like, your list is trash.
But they betrayed your girl. I think they put Hippolyta at B tier.
You know what? That's fine. I understand that because, I mean, I have no confidence in their ability to judge a character anyways. So I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed. But it's whatever. I mean, they don't see the use in having like 8 characters' abilities, but better on 1 character. Because they're like, oh, well, I'll just use like this 8 character combination. And then all of a sudden I'm going before my opponent. And that must mean I win. And it's like, yeah, okay. Sure thing, Grandpa. As we're wheeling them back into the home. Like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Keep telling yourself that, Grandpa. Brainiac S tier. I got you. Don't worry.
Why
Grandpa.
would I use Hippolyta when I can one-shot her turn 1 with Robin?
I mean, sure, if you can get around the taunts. But, I mean, you know, if you can get around the taunts and there are no awareness...
What, you're pairing Hippolyta with a Taunter? You mean you need some kind of 8-man combo to make her viable? God, you peasant.
No, I just need 1 character to make Robin relevant. But, I mean, whatever. You wouldn't be walking into...
You can have 1 character to make any character irrelevant.
No. There's lots of characters that can around taunters easily. What are you talking about? Just because your characters can't doesn't mean that no characters can't. I mean, that's a very Lute take. I mean, it's like, oh, well, I can't do it, so obviously no one can do it. Nah, but Espio, you're a cool guy.
You know who makes like Artemis completely irrelevant?
Hold on, wait, I know this one. Wait,
Jessica?
hold on, I know this. Wait, I got this. Hold on.
Arcus?
Yeah, is it Arcus? Because Arcus is really the only one.
I mean, Arcus does. Alternatively, anyone moderately fast with buff immunity just completely shuts her down.
Okay, like who?
It's actually not true.
She can only purge debuffs from herself when she crits, right? Or am I remembering her kit wrong?
No, it's just at the start of her turn.
She just has to
If you
stand
stun
there.
her, she can just whip
Oh,
it
it's at the
off
start of her
herself.
turn, right?
Yeah. Oh man, you're giving hot takes on the character and you don't even know what.
So what if I turn 1, just use Robin's 3 on her, and she has too many bleeds and a silence, and she can't get rid of anything, and she can't stun anyone or AOE.
Whoa,
She just does her
hold on.
basic.
Slow your roll there. Did you say Robin using his 3 on turn 1 and applying bleeds? Sir, you'd have to be invisible for that, unless you're saying that you're I don't know, bringing Clayface. In which case, I mean, if Wonder Girl happens to whip that invisibility off, you're just as useless as you were 5 months ago.
I mean, at that point,
And then, again,
at that point,
taunt.
you're having to bring Wonder Girl to make Artemis viable, sir.
But you had to
Well,
bring Clayface to make Robin invisible.
Yeah,
I don't have
that's
to bring
fine.
Wonder Girl to make
My
Artemis
my
viable.
point is
I just
that
bring
there
Wonder
is
Girl to
no
counter
one
the other
character that is immune to any situation.
I don't know. After Arcus duels, he's kind of that guy.
Mm,
Except
No, you go ahead and do something. He will slap you back to the Stone Age.
the only person that actually
I gotta go
surprisingly
eat some
works well for
breakfast.
that would be what's her name, Vixen, who I never use.
Actually, Larfleeze is really
Yeah.
good against Arcus too.
Yeah,
that
'cause
whole purge is
Purge-all.
really good.
I'm going to be honest. Despite the fact that I mostly use physical characters, I don't really fear Arcus that much
You know what?
because I just use invisibility teams and he can never retaliate against me.
Well, I tell you, my next Rebirth character is definitely going to be Brainiac because between Arcus and Azrael going to be everywhere, he's going to be quite useful.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And I've been
Yeah,
wanting to do
I
that
can
anyway
imagine.
because he fits well into my teams anyway. But one thing that disappoints me about Azrael, later Kage, and I'm going to wrap up here in just a moment too. One thing that really disappoints me about Azrael though is there still is no true like. I thought he was going to be a Wonder Girl ender, and he really isn't good turn 1. He's good turn 2, 3, and 4. Which, I mean, he still destroys her, but she whips off his true sight every time. Every time.
Yeah,
He could have
there's
45
this.
strength ups.
Me and Ogre have this theory, which I think is maybe true, about how like some buffs are prioritized more than others when it comes to things like purging. Because you ever notice, right, how like whenever a character purges things off, they always happen to hit that immunity or they always happen to hit that true sight.
Yeah, it must be in the AI somehow.
No,
feel
it's
like
not. It's the same for the player and the AI. Set moves gain different things in different orders. Like for example, and this is consistent. If Superman's lead triggers and he gets his taunt and his damage immunity, if Clayface does his basic, he'll always steal the damage immunity, and that goes for the player and the AI. It's consistent.
Doesn't Clayface have no way? No, that's only when he's attacked that he automatically steals an immunity, right?
No, Clayface only steals with his basic. He steals one buff.
Are you sure? I feel like he's
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fact check you on that one because I'm like 99% sure that he steals it a different way too, but it's like immunity specific.
I don't know, my Clayface never steals anything good.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna flip this through. Not that I don't believe you, but I feel like making an ass of myself, and this is just the fastest way to do it.
Kind
steal
of the
one buff from
Clayface
target.
connoisseur. I would
No,
strongly reconsider
I got
this.
it. No. I was right. Look at that. DoomBawkz was right again. Who would have guessed it? Stick in the Mud legendary. Also steal one positive immunity from attacker. I was right.
Oh, immunities. Okay,
That's
I
what
thought
I
you were
said.
talking about buffs.
No,
Sorry.
just immunities. Yeah, I thought, okay. Whew. Feels good to not be crazy and to also be correct. Both of those things having to occur at the same time to be a good thing. Any one of them missing, and that's just a bad time for me. But
Pretensis just said that this stream is proving that Espio plus Doom is comedy gold.
it's true. We should have you on more often. I mean, honestly,
I'm
if I
on
were to
board for
make
that.
like a what would it? If this was like the Justice Society, if I made the Legion of Doom, I would probably have Espio in there as my Kage. I would probably have Pretensis in there as my Ogre. I would have Chosen in there as my Hate Mail. And I guess I would have me as there as my me. I don't know who you guys would get to replace me. I'm sure you could just find some homeless guy to do it. But yeah, I think that'd be an interesting thing. I think.
I'm sure we can find someone else with bad takes and an inflated ego. We should be fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I'm bringing you along.
I mean,
You did not just no you me. Like wow.
Yeah, see, that's why you're my Kage. Because
That was weak, dude.
was it? I'm sorry. I got Robin takes today. I don't know what to tell you.
Bro, your takes, your comebacks need some of those crit damage ups, my dude.
Yeah. Well,
Metallo still does, and in chat I'm responding, they're saying that Metallo still dies to everything. He holds up a lot better than he used to. He's still not great, but he's just one of those characters. Because, you know, everybody could RB5 Azrael, and it'd be boring. I'd rather have my favorite tunes, Rebirth, so they're usable. Because Metallo's, he's a little rough outside of high Rebirth.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited about Giganta. I'm going to take her to Rebirth 5. I feel like with those empowered buffs, she's going to be really hard to knock down.
Yeah, she should
All right,
be
hope so.
quite good, I would think. But anyway, guys, I am getting the dirty stink eye, so I gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
And great having you on. This was really fun to have the podcast. Oh, Ogre wants to get raided. He's that kind of guy. That always sounds dirty
What?
to me. Raiding people.
Asking for a raid? Ugh.
As soon as I
Ogre, jump back in the call. We can do an after party.
Yeah, I don't know if you can stream and do it on Skype at the same time, but if jump back in the call, Ogre, and then how do I raid to him? That's the question.
/ raid
Yeah.
space, then put his name in.
In the chat?
Yeah.
/ raid space OgreBarberian.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think you can also click on his name, and if he's live, it gives you the option.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not sure on that one.
Let me see.
Yeah, I always just type it out.
Yeah.
Man, I got some sandwiches sitting over here that I made before the podcast. I haven't eaten them, but they're looking mighty tasty.
Oh crap! I just ended the chat. Oh, Hortensis is gonna have to fix that. I just ended the chat screen.
Well, womp womp.
So now, if I have no chat screen, how do I? Can I do it in Twitch itself?
What
maybe?
have you done?
If you search his channel in the search bar and then you click on it, you should have the option to raid him directly from his screen.
Okay.
From yours, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, I don't stream, so I have no clue.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Doom?
Well, our weekdays are already filled with people, and I don't want to take time away from them because, that's a community. Those are the homies. I don't want to steal their shine by being like, hey, I know this stream's going on, but I'm cutting right in the middle of it. Come see me. I mean, no one would show up, but that would still be a dick thing to do. And then, I don't know. On the weekends, I feel like those are just slots that would be better filled by other people. Because when I play boring. Like, no one wants to see me run Lex comps all day. Let's be honest. So,
Wow, so are you admitting that Robin makes for better content?
yeah, well, he makes more controversial content. People like to see an underdog. So, yeah, probably. I mean, I won't lie. Lex is boring to use, but he wins all my matches, so I don't know.
That's how I feel about Red Hood. He's such a crutch character for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Red Hood's
Pretend
one of
just
the
told me how to get the chat back. We're good. That guy's a lifesaver.
He's such a crutch character.
You should
Yeah, Red
you should probably mod him and maybe a couple
we
other
got
people.
Somebody's background. Oh, that sounds like Ogre.
Oh, hooray.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what do I
it's,
type / for Ogre?
/ raid, and then type his name.
Yeah.
And make sure that you get the weird spelling on Barbarian, because every time I try to look at him, I spell Barbarian properly, and it never pops up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Red Hood's one of those characters that I was like, I don't know about this whole
All right,
feud
we got some
angle on his
raiders
kit, but
coming.
now that he's around, I'm like, man, he's a really decent character. I really like him.
What's that?
I don't use him because he's Lex, but when I fight him,
Okay.
he always makes me split.
Hi, this is Target 88, and thanks for listening to WROL Broadcast. If you like the show, then please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/WROL Broadcast. You know, Loot, I've heard you become such a big whale that even Greenpeace has offered you protection.